yeah, I think just with the Derek Chisora and Usyk, that was a good fight. That was sort of like a a fight where we had to see how Usyk really, faces against a proper heavyweight. And yes, with Chisora, his fitness was good. I know he got tagged a few times, but he was game and he came in for war. But Usyk just boxed real smart. I think with the fight with Usyk and Joyce, I mean, it's you got the fighter, or you got the boxer, then you got Joyce, who just came off a good win. And he looked really good in his performance.
No one thought he was going to win.
So no one thought he was going to win, but he boxed really well. He used his jab, and he and then he sort of weathered the storm in the beginning, and then came back, and with his experience, he was able to get the win.
Right.
So for me, it's an interesting fight, Usyk and Joyce. It's two different styles.
Do you have someone that you would lean towards? Like you would favor it just a little bit over the other? Because I know, obviously Alexander Usyk is, in many cases, like he's just a superior boxer, isn't he? He just really has all the tools to dominate.
Yeah.
Except that once you get to the heavyweight scene, as everyone's saying, it's just that the guys just might be just a tad too big for him. So we saw that he wasn't able to stop Derek Chisora, which I think ultimately sort of set the tone for what a lot of critics had to say about his performance. They're like, well, look, if he couldn't knock him out or if he couldn't do any damage, he's not going to stand a chance against the bigger boys, right? So then there's that argument. But then you look at Joyce, and then everyone wrote him off. Like I was even saying, I did like numerous polls that week. And absolutely, I want to say like it was like a 70-30 in terms of what people thought that Dubois was going to win. So again, we saw that, Joyce was better than what people were giving him credit, for, because Daniel Dubois was highly rated or highly ranked at that point amongst a lot of people. So when you take the two into consideration, is there anyone in particular that you would favorite more?
When I look at it, I feel like because Usyk's got his boxing, ability, and he can punch and move, and and he caught Chisora a few times, I lean towards that way. But then you just can't count Joyce off, with the performance that he put on, with the dedication that he has, and he's driven to be world champion. And it's just, it's very interesting, these styles of fights.
I know, and then a lot of people want to go back to the World Series of Boxing, but that was a completely different time, you know what I mean? Like, both of them have gotten so much better over the years that it's really hard to say, like, that's what's going to, it's going to be a 2.0 of that performance.
You can't really sort of go back to the amateur days or World Series Boxing and say, okay, this is how they were, okay, that's how they're going to be. A lot has changed since then. Both guys have improved dramatically. They've had a lot of fights and gained way more experience. So it's just a matter of who's going to probably implement the game plan more or catches someone clean.
Exactly. So if you had it your way, who would you of the three want to face next? Would you want it to be the winner of Usyk versus Joyce? I mean, we know that the winner becomes mandatory at that point to whomever becomes, the undisputed champion.
I wouldn't mind. I just want to fight anyone who's in the way of getting back to being champion of the world. And if that's the winner of those guys, I'll take it in a heartbeat. I'll take it with both hands. If it's Chisora, I'll take it with both hands.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else